We have bad news for you. Many local fast food restaurants of your favorites might close soon. This is because the fast food industry is getting ready for the following year. Companies are rethinking their businesses, shutting down ones that don't make money, and choosing which locations will compete in 2024. The competition is really tough, and because people are expected to spend less on eating out, brands have to adjust to the new market and close branches that might hurt their growth. The fact is that even some famous restaurants are struggling, and today we'll tell you about 10 fast food chains that are closing restaurants in the US. Number 10, Starbucks. Many Starbucks stores in San Francisco are closing this year because there is a lot of crime. The city is not very safe. Last month, Starbucks said they would close 7 of their coffee shops in San Francisco. These shops had problems with robberies and people getting hurt inside them in the past year. Starbucks also looked at how much money they were making and saw it was not enough. Fewer customers were coming to these stores because they were not enough law enforcement, so they weren't making much money. Starbucks is not the only company doing this. This year, more than 17 stores like Walgreens, Nordstrom's, Office Depot, and Old Navy have left San Francisco for the same reason. Number 9, Pizzeria Local. Pizzeria Local, which is owned by Chipotle Mexican Grill, has been doing poorly for several years. Since 2018, they've closed more than 65 restaurants in Kansas City and Cincinnati. During the summer, Chipotle said they were giving up on the pizza chain and started taking steps to close it down on July 10th. By the end of the year, Pizzeria Local will no longer exist. The 5 remaining restaurants in Denver will also close, and people will miss this small pizza chain. Number 8, thank God it's Friday. TGI Fridays is a restaurant chain that calls itself the original casual dining bar and grill. It started in the 1960s and offers American food and drinks with good service. During the pandemic, some of its restaurants closed, and its former CEO, Ray Blanchett, worried that more would close in the coming years. He said it's hard to recover from such a big drop in sales. Some locations will definitely close forever. They were focused on managing their money to survive. Sadly, his prediction came true. At the beginning of 2021, there were 386 TGI Fridays, but by January 2023, only 309 were open. They're now making changes to do well in 2024 and beyond. Some restaurants have already closed. They're also trying to open more locations in South and Southeast Asia. Number 7, KFC. KFC, a popular fried chicken fast food chain, is closing down many of its restaurants due to a drop in profits. Company's parent, Yum Brands, reported a 25% decrease in earnings for the first quarter of 2023 because fewer people are eating at the restaurants. Since 2020, around 70 KFC restaurants have shut down, with 35 of them closing in the past year. Although they opened some new locations in 2022, they're now closing more restaurants. Their revenue went down by 1.1% for the first quarter of 2023, but we don't have the latest data yet. KFC is also leaving the state of Louisiana, with several stores closing without notice. The reason for these closures seems to be poor performance, and Yum Brands is looking at other chains like Taco Bell and Pizza Hut to see if they need to make similar changes. Number 6, Bojangles. Bojangles, known for its tasty Cajun-style fried chicken and biscuits, is making some big changes in how it operates. They're fixing up and closing some of their stores. In 2020, they closed 23 restaurants in North Carolina and Tennessee. More recently, in 2023, some of their Florida locations closed for good, and all the Bojangles in Jacksonville shut down. Bojangles is doing this because some of their restaurants in certain areas aren't making enough money. They plan to open more restaurants in Los Angeles and other cities in California next year. The surprising part is that Bojangles CEO, Jose Amarillo, said in an interview that he wants to stop selling chicken, focus on creating a unique dining experience. They're also moving away from regular fast food to something fancier, which might mean higher prices on the menu. Number 5, Firehouse Subs. Firehouse Subs is a sandwich chain with over 1,200 locations in the US, Canada, and Puerto Rico. It was started by two firefighter brothers in 1994, but it's having problems with its biggest operators. More competition from other big sandwich shops like Jimmy John's and Subway is making fewer customers visit. In the quarter ending in June, the number of customers dropped by 9%, even though sales stayed the same. Biggest issue is the amount of debt that franchise owners have piled up in recent years. For example, a Minneapolis operator recently filed for bankruptcy owing more than $1 million and having just $68,000 in assets. Couldn't make a deal with creditors and couldn't find a new buyer to take over their restaurants. Now, all their stalls in the state are closing for good. Number 4, Steak and Shake. Steak and Shake, a fast food chain mainly found in the Midwest, is slowly becoming less popular. Over the years, people have been unhappy with the service and food quality. 2021, they almost went bankrupt, and some experts say they are still at risk. Even though they're trying to make more money, they just closed 8 of their company-owned restaurants and 16 franchisee-operated ones. This move should save the company about $38 million over the next 4 years. Number 3, Arby's. Arby's, a fast food chain known for roast beef sandwiches and curly fries, was doing well after the COVID-19 pandemic in early 2022. Sales were up. They were planning to expand. However, things have taken a turn for the worse. Sales at their existing stores dropped by 8.7% in the first quarter of 2023 and then by 11.5% in the second quarter. Some of their franchisees are struggling with a lot of debt. Arby's is trying to work with banks to get a line of credit and renegotiate leases with landlords to help franchisees avoid bankruptcy and store closures. But with rising interest rates, it's going to be tough for Arby's to get back on track. In fact, they've already closed some of their oldest stores in Santa Maria, California, and Houston, Texas. More closures are planned in San Francisco and San Antonio, and it looks like they may have 8% fewer stores by the end of 2024. Number 2, Papa Murphy's. In 2022, Papa Murphy's, a popular pizza chain, had a tough time. Many store owners didn't expect their pizza sales to drop so much, leading to a decrease in overall sales by 11.4%. Company that owns Papa Murphy's, called MTY Food Group, felt sad about having to close 72 franchise stores, which hurt the company's profits. "We closed a lot of stores in 2022, unfortunately," Eric LaFleur, MTY CEO, told analysts on Wednesday. "Performance is not where we want it to be." While MTY hopes things will get better next year, Papa Murphy's is struggling to grow outside of the Northwest. About 5.8% of their restaurants had poor sales in the second quarter. Out of those 32 stores, 16 have not made a profit since mid-2022. With shareholders pressuring the company to have fewer stores, it's likely that more Papa Murphy's stores will close soon. Number 1, Baskin-Robbins. Baskin-Robbins, the ice cream store owned by Inspired Brands, hasn't been doing very well lately. They only opened 4 new stores in the US in the last 5 years, which is much less than the parent company's other brand, Dunkin' Donuts. People are wondering if Baskin-Robbins can stay in business for the next 5 years. While Dunkin' Donuts makes most of the money for Inspired Brands in 2023, Baskin-Robbins only brings in a small amount. With Dunkin' Donuts doing so well, it's surprising that Baskin-Robbins is still open. Recent reports say that 8 Baskin-Robbins ice cream shops in Kansas and 13 in North Carolina will close by the end of the year. This comes after the chain closed 64 stores from June 2022 to June this year. For most of these companies, closing stores is not something they want to do, but they have to protect their business now to survive. This is likely to happen more as the economy worsens, so we might have to say goodbye to more beloved restaurants before the year ends. So, which restaurant closures surprised you the most? Have you noticed any local favorites shutting their doors? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and if you found this video informative, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more updates on the world of fast food. Thanks for watching.